I'll just share one story about, again, what culture is like. There was, again, another teacher in the South, happens to be the same school as the person I called Susan. We'll call this person Emily. But Emily was a fifth grade counselor, and she was a champion of service learning. She had gone to a conference, and she was helping teachers to do it. And she finally figured out, I've got to get back in the classroom and do this with young people because I can make more of a difference than I can as a counselor. So she went to the principal and said that she and another teacher wanted to take the bottom, lowest performing fifth graders, give them all to us, which nobody argued with, and we want to do really different things as we do about this. And she said the principal turned and looked at her and said, "You're not going to do so many great things that you make the rest of the staff sick, are you?" And it's a powerful comment, and most people wouldn't say that, but I think it points to something key, is that teaching is a profession in which uncertainty is the name of the game. It's very hard to go home at the end of the day and say that I've reached this many children or I've reached them in this kind of depth. And when teachers are isolated and not working together, there's an insecurity there that when one person shines, somebody else feels like they're out of the limelight. And again, I can tell you story after story within these schools, and probably the best way to summarize the culture problem about practice was that in 6 out of the 7 schools, there was a divide between the doers and the non-doers. And in my research, I looked at those that weren't doing service learning. And for instance, in one school, there were 2-star service learning people who were doing great work, very sincere work. But the non-users, they said, don't tell them, but we've nicknamed them the chosen ones. Okay, as we do that. And I think this is to say that schools, even though they're not families, they have many family-like characteristics. These are the kind of deep things that you learn from research that change everything you do, every group you work with, and that you no longer can look at teaching people to do service learning practice just as a technical endeavor. And just teaching them the 5 ways to do reflection. There's much more about them as human beings. There's much more about the settings in which they work.